Hey guys, how are you all doing? Hopefully we're all good. My name's Thomas Blakemore. I teach, travel and sometimes triumph, and this is going to be a teach video. I'm specifically going to be talking about English and a new approach or new support strategy that I've discovered, potentially rediscovered for English. So I've recently been teaching Scratch for computing. More specifically, I've been using the Scratch Junior app that's available on the iPad. I've not come across this app before, I'll be completely honest with you. I've taught year 6, upper key stage 2 for 2 years, and I've just used the more advanced version of it. And it wasn't until I came across this app that I realized that you could potentially do more with it for English. So what I wanted to do is sort of talk through what I've been doing with Scratch, how I've used it to support English and potential ideas for the future, and how I'm going to try and implement it in planning in the future. So let's get into it. Now, to start off with, Scratch Junior is sadly only available on iPad. If Scratch, you're watching this, please develop it for other platforms, because I believe that schools don't always have iPads and this is extremely useful. So let's get into it. Download the app, get to the home screen. I'm going to do a screen record so that you can actually see what's going on. So the first thing you'll be welcome with is the home screen. What I want to do is, one, show you a project that my class worked on the other day, but for now I'm going to go back to the home screen and I'm going to open up a new project. So we always start with the yellow box, is it a box? Probably, something like that, and our flag. When we have this flag, the first thing we're going to do is go into the sound. Now you'll notice here that there's a microphone. A lot of the children in the lesson that I did the other day said, Mr. Blakemore, the iPad doesn't have the microphone thing popping up, and that's because you have to go into your settings. I'll show you that very quickly. Go down to the apps, Scratch Junior, and just make sure that this is enabled. So let's get back into it. So when you get through to this microphone system, you can do a range of different things. Now, a lot of you will be familiar with talking tins. Those are the things where you go onto like the record, you hold down record and you have to speak into it. But I don't know about you, I personally find them extremely unreliable. I spent probably about the first half term training a few children in my class how to use them, and still you tap over them, simple slight touch, and you've wiped over a sentence that a child spent ages talking through. They're just not very reliable. So I'll share this with you, and yeah, it's quite straightforward. So what I'm going to do, I'll talk through the instructions on how to use it, but I'm going to use it through the Scratch format. So when you log on to Scratch, press the red button and speak into the microphone. Press the stop, tick. Now, once you've done that, press the green flag and you will be able to hear your recording. Now, I'm hoping that you can actually hear this through the microphone because it's on the iPad, but I'm going to press the green flag. When you log on to Scratch, press the red button and speak into the microphone. Once you've done that, press the green flag and you will be able to hear your recording. So there we have it. As you can tell, there's potential implications for that. Now, with a talking tin, you can only do one sentence at a time. With Scratch, you can do 5 sentences, it can be multiple sentences. You're only limited to a certain amount of time. Now, the only thing I will say is within each one of these boxes, you can only have 5 recordings. Again, Scratch, if you watch this, sort it out, because the potential implications for this on English are massive, and having more options would be amazing. Now, as well as that, it's not just the talk function that is potentially fantastic. You could really link your computing into this. Now, I know that my children are probably more familiar with this Scratch system than I am. I feel like I'm getting a bit better with it, but children just seem to be flying away when it comes to things like this. Now, you can start to bring in movements, and I'll show you what my class have been doing now. So the other day I was teaching the phonics lesson, and as I said before, they were sort of experimenting with the oo sound. So this is what they ended up creating just within the short amount of time. I said to them, look, it's coming towards the end of the year 2. I want you to show me why I should say you are a fantastic year 2 writer. show me everything that you can do. And they spoke out sentences to demonstrate that. So here it goes. Green flag, and they've even put in some movement for
Emma
it.
was a cute little kitten with blue fur. It was a beautiful day outside, so she would decide to go to the beach. When she arrived at the beach, she started playing in the sand with her buckets. After that, she started splashing in the water with a joyful face.
So there we have it. That was one lesson. Now, it's not bad. However, I know that throughout the year, starting next year, if I bring this in, I can really start to bring in new different elements. One of the things that I like about it is that I can have different paragraphs. I know I had a boy in year 6 that really struggled with paragraphs and would throw ideas down onto paper. So you can then start to change the setting, and you can talk about, let's do that again. Change the setting, and you can talk about the fact that when there's a new setting, you need to change a paragraph, changing time, for example. Again, changing paragraph. I know that that would have been really beneficial for one of the boys in my classes. The only thing I will say, when you change that again, then you can have another 5 things that you can speak into. So you have 5 there, and then you'll have another 5 there. You can also then start to bring in new characters. So let's say we're going to bring in, let's bring in this geezer. He's going to come over here, and he can be saying different things. So again, you can open up dialogue, thinking about what the characters are. Really big potential implications for using this inside the classroom, and it's something that's really good. Now, am I the first person to discover this? Probably not. However, if I find something useful, I want to share it with you guys. I know that next year I'm going to be using this Scratch Junior platform to support English more and more. So I want you guys to tell me how you get on with it in your classrooms. Now, there is a way that you could potentially teach an entire lesson just using that, thinking about making a plan and really storyboarding it out just by using Scratch Junior. That would be fantastic. However, for now, smaller steps, I'm just going to be using it as a sort of talking tin and develop my children's confidence with Scratch Junior over the year. Let me know if you use this strategy in your classroom, if you already use it in your classroom, and let me know other ideas that you've had from what you've seen in this video, or if you've got any other ideas generally. In addition, if you know of any other ways of supporting English using ICT, then please feel free to use the comments down below to share those ideas. I want to make this platform as supportive as possible for teachers to try and develop teaching strategies. Anyway guys, I'm hoping that you found this video somewhat useful and have gained some sort of strategies that you can use in your classroom. If you haven't already, make sure to go into my channel and check out some of the other teaching videos that I've created in the past. Feel free to subscribe, and as always, like the video because that really helps. Thank you very much guys. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. It's so